the 2026 Ugandan general election was marred by a nationwide internet blackout, repression of civil society, violence against opposition supporters, and the suppression of independent media and communication. Just days before the vote, the Uganda Communications Commission ordered the shutdown of internet and mobile service in a brazen attempt to blind citizens to the democratic processes and undermine transparency at the crucial moment when information is needed. Reports from international human rights organizations confirm that these steps violated fundamental rights to access information and free expression, creating information vacuum that shields abuses, delays results, and erode public confidence in the integrity of the elections. We condemn the violence and intimidation directed against opposition figures, political activists, and voters, and the unaccountable use of security forces to silence dissent. The EFF stands in firm solidarity with the people of Uganda and calls on regional and international bodies to recognize these elections as illegitimate and unacceptable democratic norms.
All right, welcome back. I do really believe and support the words of Julius Malema, because we cannot continue to praising and watching things happening this way as Africans and just sit down and watch over it, because who these leaders think they are. Today, I'm trying to raise the issues of Mr. Museveni, because first of all, election has been conducted in the country of Uganda some few weeks ago, and we can say that we have to forget about this, but it's very hard. Surely, it's totally very hard, because it's just very hard, because how can we just sit down and watch things and going on still happening like this? Because at this time still the opposition leader of Uganda, Mr. Bobi Wine, is not in the country. Nobody knows where he is, despite being still continue to communicate with the people, but he's doing this under his exile. No one knows where he is because of police raid and the military raid in the country of Uganda. Because the country of Uganda, the police and militaries, it's like they're doing the same job. The military have engaged in politics. That's why you see even the chief military leader, General Muhoozi, is much concerned in this election, because in this politics, because his father is there, and he's playing this card because he know well that if his father succeed in this, to secure this position up to the end, he's going to inherit that power. That's why he's playing so much, and much concerned to make sure that the father is there, remains relevant. That's why he's taking some opportunities, some actions to go and interfere with everything that's there politically, but which he's going against the law, against the laws of the military. Now, just like Julius Malema, the EFF leader, has said, an election of Uganda, we as Africans, we don't recognize it. Let me tell you something today. Even if maybe Museveni would have just won the election, even without all this, without even rigging, maybe he would have won the election. But the fact that he went on in this election under that circumstances, under the blackout of internet, under the people's being under tension and fear, we cannot agree the fact that he won the election. Because after the election, we saw what Bobi Wine posted when the electoral body, electoral commissioners were ticking the elections, ticking for the name of Museveni, mass ticking of the Museveni to make him won, to make him just win. We saw everything. Despite the internet being off, we saw everything that happened. So this is an illegitimate election. This is an illegitimate president, a democratic president. They call some military leaders undemocratic president. They call themselves democratic. So is this what democracy means? This is not democracy mean. The people of Uganda themselves, they always say that they need a change. They're tired. So if they are tired, why doesn't they just being given the chance to make their own choice and elect someone they are satisfied with? I'm not saying that Bobby Wine was supposed to be a leader. Must. It was not. It's not. It wasn't a must that Bobby Wine became the president. But now, why does the people just being given the opportunity and space to make their own choice and elect someone they need? Why? Why do they have to interfere with the system and force the people to vote for them? Today, Bobby Wine is out of the country. His home is every day being raided. His wife and the family were assaulted, threatened by the military. And the people of Uganda are just silent over it. We have a large number of Ugandans who are in prison today because they supported the opposition leader's side. We have some who are unalived during this period, since the time of campaigning. We have some people like Kizza Besigye and other many Ugandans who are in jail today because they are speaking the truth. Because they just came out and said that we need change. We are tired of Museveni. So these leaders of Africa, they feel like they are the saints of African continent. They feel like they're the saint to their countries. They're the only perfect people that can lead their countries, but not anyone else. That's what they have in their mind. So when Museveni is there, he feels like the country of Uganda is him. It is his own personal property, and no one else can occupy this country and maybe make it happen. No one else can rule this country. That's all that he needs. That's all that he thinks. We are Africans. Africa today is awake. We need a sober mind. We need energetic leaders. We need someone who can have some new visions. Museveni was a good leader when he came to this country. We cannot deny the fact that he fought for the freedom of Uganda. We cannot deny the fact that he fought for the freedom of Uganda. But that cannot be the reason of him being making the life of Ugandans to be hard every day. It's not. That cannot be the reason to make the Ugandans to lose life, to lose hope, to live in fear, because he fought for the freedom. The current generation that is living in the country of Uganda is the generation that never expected all the chaos, the terrorism, and everything that happened in the country of Uganda. So when you come out to tell them that Museveni fought for them, they don't know that. They don't know that. You can't come to tell us that this man fought for the freedom of the country when we are jobless, when the majority of the youths are suffering, when the country is unstable, when the country is under poverty, when the systems, the institutions are inactive. You can't tell us that. We need an active leader who will make every citizen to be useful in the country. And that is what Ugandan youth are saying. They're not saying that we need Bobby Wine, but they're saying that we need change. We need a change that will bring a change to this entire system and the entire country of Uganda, but not a dictative government. The current regeneration of Uganda in Uganda today, they were all born and find Museveni leading as the leader of this country. And up to this time, they're still watching the same face. For the longest time, over 40 years, they're still watching to the same face. Nothing new, and nothing is being expected to come. Because immediately, just when you take a look at how Museveni is playing the card with his son, automatically tells you something. That Museveni is trying to make sure that he clear the way to his son. After his time, the son will take over. And just take a look of what is happening. And this is for the people of Uganda. Listen to me carefully. This is for you. Just try to think a little bit. If General Muhoozi is acting this way and he is not the president, what will he do when he becomes the president? Because just take a look at how he's taking advantage of the people, how he's making some people's life to be in danger, how he's threatening the life of the people, and he's just the chief defense force, whereby he is not even allowed to come and interact with the politics. Today, Bobby Wine is out of the country. Nobody knows where he is. And what all this was caused by General Muhoozi. He's not a president. Just tell me today, when he became the president of Uganda, which kind of life the people of Uganda will live? Which kind of life? So today is not a matter of living with fear and making the decision because you fear, because someone has threatened you, because someone has commanded you that you have to do this. But just try to think of yourself. Try to think of your tomorrow's future. How will your future will be under that leadership, under that regime? Ugandans lived under Obote. If some people will tell you the history, some lived under Idi Amin. And when this man comes to the power, it's better you have Museveni, because you will live under the brutal regime than Obote and Idi Amin. I'm telling you, you don't have even to be told, but you are watching how things are happening. You are just watching. I will not take much of your time. We are just outsiders. We just give the views, but the final decision is in your hand as the people of Uganda. The final decision is in your hand. It's about you to make the right decision and to decide what you want. That's all you need to do. I do really appreciate your time for being here every day. I keep on subscribing to the Black History. Let's continue creating space to share our views. Let me have your views in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this. I do really appreciate Julius Malema for coming out and speaking to the world and addressing the issue that is affecting the country of Uganda. Not only Uganda, but the entire Africa. We need to be liberated. We need to be free. That's all we need. Thank you very much.